All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with episode 3 of Muay TV with Ezra Regan and myself, Justin Samaro. We have special guests with us to the right. We have Berto Elion Montano and Sal Corner Jim. It's been a little bit of time since we've been on the last podcast here, but we want to give a thanks and shout out to Mark and James for letting us use the studio. So big thanks to them, and yeah, we just we're excited to be back today and recap on since September, I think, something like that, since we had Eddie Abasolo on the podcast. So we got some recaps on the A1 card. We have Berto's going to Thailand. Yeah. We got some upcoming fights, and just all kinds of important stuff.
So we basically have the commentary crew from A1-Muay Thai 3, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to get these guys back together and learn a little bit more about especially these two.
Yeah, we got Berto here, and we'll start with you. Let's go ahead and just talk about just some personal stuff, man. Like, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, okay. What brought you to the gym here.
Who are you?
Who are you? Why did you choose Ezra? And just
go from there.
Give us some info about yourself. Yeah, start with where were you? You said you're from Antioch, right?
Yeah. So first and foremost, I want to give all glory and praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. So I am Alberto Elion Montano, and how did I end up here, or even on the commentary team for A1 Muay Thai 3? So this all started actually from an accident. So I was a college baseball player, played baseball my whole life. And then I had an injury that stopped me, got super obese, and then I found Muay Thai at a really late age of 22 years old.
And how old are you now?
I'm 24 now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
not too long ago.
No, not too long ago.
All this has been 2 years?
2 years.
You've been in Muay Thai 2 years?
Shit,
Only 2 years, coach.
No idea.
Yeah,
Damn.
2 years and a few months. I think 2 years and 6 months now.
Wow.
It's been 2 years and 6 months. With my Muay Thai journey, it was I had to play catch up because I was older. Like John Jones started at 21. I was like, man, I could do it too. My favorite fighter, Conor McGregor, wanted to follow the footsteps. Trying to manifest the future. So it's funny because I was actually sitting in my room, looking at the ceiling, asking myself, what am I going to do with my life, right? And one day I love the UFC. I love fighting. I've been fighting my whole life. And just with personal stuff. But then my journey started there. Went to 8 Limbs Muay Thai with Mr. Alan Ayaga, and then from there on, it just blew up. Now to talk about with Thailand, we just touched on that. So I have one of the fastest PKB records in the IKF organization because I went straight in, man, because I needed to catch up with all these guys, especially if I want to go pro, So then how did I find Mr. Ezra Regan? It was actually at a PKB I was fighting at. I just noticed how this very tall man, I just noticed it, and I heard so many great things about you, coach. And, I was very interested, but I was still over there with my other team. And then I just made the switch. I'm the new kid in the block, actually. So I just switched teams. I switched teams in April 18th, 2023.
To come here?
Yes, to come here.
Yeah, you're still on probation.
Still on probation,
yeah,
yes. I'm still on my probation.
You're still in your probationary period. It lasts 12 months.
Almost there. I'm almost there.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're almost there. Keep it up.
Thank you. But yeah, I heard so many great things about you guys, the team in general. I watched you guys fight. I actually saw the fight where Justin was clinching a dude and gave him a little sweet little pecker on the face. That was actually
a legend.
When I kissed that dude on the cheek and then
I like your guys'
went
style.
in for that right hand knockout.
And he didn't mind.
Yeah.
He didn't notice. No. But yeah. But man, that's always good to hear. Like other martial artists at the events getting a positive energy from our team because we're very competitive and loud. Mm-hmm. Some people don't like it, but you can see we're just passionate and
having fun,
and attacking the sport and having fun.
Being ourselves.
Yeah,
it was definitely an energy thing too. Like seeing you guys, I could feel it, and I wasn't even part of the team yet, And then when I switched on my first hour here, like 10 minutes, I made my mind. I was like, I want to come to this team. And this is where it all leads up. You know, I said, I'm almost going to hit a year, guys, so my probation's almost over.
Yeah, and it's been a hell of a year.
And it's been a hell of a year here. And then also not even.
You know what that means when your probation's up, or right?
What's that mean?
It's macrodose time. Yeah.
Eat a quarter of mushrooms.
Big old
Berto.
yeah. You're gonna be
I don't wanna see
picking
that.
mushrooms out of your teeth for an hour.
These guys gonna get you in trouble, Berto.
But yeah, man, even with the commentary, like it was another random morning. I get a call from coach, and he goes, "Hey, what do you think of being the head commentator of A1 Muay Thai 3?" And I was absolutely down. Like I love talking to people. I love being on the cams. So I just want to say thank you so much for that opportunity. It was absolutely amazing. And if I could describe the show in one word, I would say electric.
Yeah.
Dude, you were natural.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. God bless.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that later, but yeah, just the timing was right. I had seen the other work that you were doing and how passionate
Thank you so
you were
much.
about it.
Thank you.
And it meant a lot to me when I offered you it that you were so excited to do it.
Heck yeah.
To me, that was it, because not everyone does that. Some people are like, and
Let me think about it.
and you were just like, man, this is a blessing, and I'm going to do it. And yeah, you nailed it. Like, even on your first one, from the other professional media people that were there, yeah, they thought you did a good job.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You knew when to break. You knew when to, talk about the fighters, and the introduction was really good. You did
Yeah.
good. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And Sal, did you have fun?
I had so much fun, dude.
Let's talk a little bit about you.
All right.
Don't sound so enthusiastic.
Nah, what's up?
Tell us about yourself. What hole did you crawl out of, and how the fuck did you meet Coach?
Sal's Sal's a character and a big part of the local Muay Thai community.
You'd say so?
Yeah, yeah.
No one knows me.
No, they do.
They
Yeah,
do?
They do.
Oh.
And yeah, in the making of Muay TV, Sal was always one of the main disc jockeys for the channel. He's always been a character on our team, and he's really loved by the community, by the people that know him. And then also Sal, I know he's got some beers going here, but he was a very competitive fighter of mine for years.
Sal's hella good, dude.
Yes.
Sal will walk up. Sal will pull a 14-hour shift, drive back from Oregon, show up on the mat, alcohol on his breath,
can I
and
touch on that?
still kick your ass.
But the style, it's Sal styles. It's Sal.
yeah.
It's Sal styles, and also Sal is one of the most decorated and technical pad holders in the game.
Absolutely.
I would like to touch on that too.
He
even
came from Thailand.
even Barney and him just immediately linked up. Just timing, accuracy. I mean, you name it. But yeah, Sal, give us some background, man. How long have you been involved?
I don't know how to respond to that, dude. That was incredibly sweet. I really appreciate all those words from you and all of you. I've been doing it we're going on 13 years now.
Wow, 13 years.
13
That's awesome.
years. Yeah. I started at Muay Thai Lao, kind of bounced around
Same.
after it kind of dissolved out.
Yeah.
I trained with Sid Tong Sai for a little bit there when he had a gym out in North Highlands, and then, that kind of dissolved out as well. And I kind of thought, I'm at my end with Muay Thai. Like, I get it. I go to these gyms and, I do my thing, and, people seem to think that I'm decent at it. So I think I'm cool. And then I said, I remember Sid Tong Sai talking about corner boxing gym in Roseville on Vernon Street. So
Josh?
Josh. I show up, and lo and behold, I see a 6'7", 7', 8 figure as a Regan over here, and he comes smiling at me like, oh, so you've trained before? And I'm like, yeah, you know. In the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, I'll be here for like a week, and then I'm out. I'm gonna spar your boxers and probably give them some of that work. They'll get some of that good smoke.
I have a
from your
question
boy.
for you too. What was your guys' first impressions of each other?
Ezra was great.
That was great.
Sal and his brother,
Drew, right?
Andrew, obviously
Shout out to
had
Drew.
trained before, and they had a decent style. Josh Sitongsai is a good coach. You guys know that we trained together for years and good traditional Muay Thai. So when they came in, they already had a good skill set. And then they got involved with the Vernon Street program, which was really how should I say? It was a brutal program, and they liked it immediately. Yeah.
I just recall going in there thinking like, man, ain't nobody nothing, man. I got this for everybody. You had me.
How? We didn't even have flooring in there. When you came in there, it was just Muay Thai. It was like the rawest gym. I remember the first 2 years I had the gym, I didn't even have a mirror on the wall. And I sold all the students in that, you don't need a mirror.
You don't need a
And
mirror.
all you guys do with the mirror is check your hair. And you don't need real gyms don't have mirrors, you know. But that wasn't it. I didn't have any money. And then after a couple years, my buddy that was doing demo on houses pulled a couple sliding closet mirror doors out, and we hooked that up.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
But everyone was like, "Yeah, man, no mirrors, hell yeah, hardcore, let's go." You know,
Coach is just
no
like, yes.
concrete floor, all right.
Let's go. Sweep me on here.
But yeah, Sal, how are you going to come in? And then we just had like, if you came in with an attitude, you got fixed that day.
Yeah, I was 22 years old, dude. I was like, I'm nice, dude. Ain't no one got hands for me.
Yeah,
I'm damn near
who did
22.
you
Let me
meet?
try for
Who did
like
you meet
a
first?
week. I went to high school actually with Tyler Lloyd, who's
Coincidentally.
I went to high school with him and heard that he did Muay Thai. I didn't know where he did it at. Just so happens that he did it here. And I've also met Encho before, and it wasn't necessarily a positive interaction. You know, after school, I was friends with his little cousin. I'm dapping him up like, hey, all right, bro, have a good day. And Encho's standing over there with a grill in his mouth. Like, who the fuck was that? I remember hearing that, and I was like, oh, like this was on tough brada, you know what I mean? Yeah, and
That was his pre-religious era. But he's still like, you know, even as
he's
a
a
religious
little dog,
man,
bro.
he's a little demon.
Dog. Yeah, if he doesn't like you, man, he would dog. Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
definitely
monster.
one of the most intimidating people to meet here when I first came here.
He's working on it though, you know. We've all
the
grown a
homie.
lot.
He's what's a couple of kids will do that to you though.
A little touch on Sal. It's so funny because my first day here, I was actually partnered up with Sal, and he was holding pads, right? It's such good style. And then when we held pads, this guy's just cracking the pads, and he goes, "Yeah, man, I'm like barely even here," and I'm just like, "You're barely here, and you're freaking breaking my forearms."
So Sal's part of a generation that came out of my last gym.
Yeah.
The Corner Boxing Club or Corner Gym, and we produced a generation of really, really talented Nak Mui, including Tyler Lloyd, Incho Timoteo, Kevin Crevy, Sidney Middleton, and Sal Corner Gym, and a lot of these boxers are still active and training, and here he is.
what up?
But Sal, most of the time now, you're not boxing, you're driving trucks over Donner Summit
Sadly, yes.
for Old Dominion.
Yeah, man.
They gave you the night off, and here you are.
Yeah, he's a real life trucker.
bro.
He goes from working in a dental office
Yes.
to driving big rigs, right?
10 years in dental, and I'm like, let's pivot, dude. What's next for me? Yeah, let's start driving trucks, I guess. I got that opportunity, and dude, it's pretty rigorous. It's sad that it takes so much time out of being here with the team. And
Yeah, we
being
miss
able to
having you
train,
around.
You know.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I pulled from it. It's good money, but what's money worth when you have such a cool like tribe to come back to?
Ooh, I
Yeah.
like that. That was solid, bro.
Oh, thank you.
So, the show.
Yeah, let's recap on the show.
Electric.
Let's
Man, that's
start with
kinda-
that.
Electric.
So the A1,
Yeah, the
A1-3?
last episode when we had Eddie on,
A1 Muay Thai 3.
I had just signed a contract to direct A1 Muay Thai 3, and then there were some pretty big goals that we went for, and one of them was doing pro Muay Thai, which it had been over 10 years since there had been pro Muay Thai, and that was on Muay Thai Global. Anthony had done a couple pro fights on his card, but we wanted to do something even bigger, more like Lion Fight, or even the old Strike Force cards that I used to go to when I was younger, and it was a lot. When they came to me with the job, I was recommended for the job by my boss, James Irvin, who I used to train back in the UFC days. And they basically came to me with this project, and I took it on. Big challenge. Finding the fighters. There's not that many active, licensed pros in the game in the United States.
Where did you? Were they from California or were they out of state?
Now, all the pros that ended up fighting on the card were from California, and they happened to be from Northern California, which helped a lot. Now, originally in creating the card, I had fighters that were coming from LA. Which was one of the things that we wanted to try to do, or I wanted to try to do. There's already a lot of local regional shows. I wanted to do something bigger, so that took bringing athletes from around the West Coast. That's challenging, and really that's what it takes to do pro shows because of the limited amount of pro Muay Thai fighters. Also, if you're trying to make good fights, and we did that. But yeah, it was a daunting task, and we did it. Seeing those guys in the ring and watching that happen in person was really amazing, because it took 3 months of full-time work to make it happen. And really what it took was a great team and a lot of backing from our sponsors. Me and Justin, working alongside, we got a great response from Sacramento's business class. And all the years that we've worked in Sacramento kind of came full circle when we reached out to the people that we've worked for that we've met through martial arts. They stepped up, and that allowed me to do the show in classic style, as far as paying for travel, paying for hotel, and these things that used to happen. It used to happen more, and they're still happening just on the bigger shows. So that was exciting. It was exciting to get empowered and have the local businesses back us, so that we could treat the athletes right, and we could bring athletes from around the area, around the West Coast, not just from the Sacramento region.
It's so cool to see people excited to get involved in that event, because Sacramento loves fights, man.
Oh yeah,
like, we
for real.
are a fighting city, man. You'd think that we were like a backwoods, corn-fed, like country part of the country, but no, we're the fucking capital of the most liberal, left-leaning state next to New York, or, and we like to fucking fight, man. We're like, we not only do we like to fight, we like to drink, and we like to get rowdy. So, there's like the whole package. But like on the positive note for it, Sacramento and fighting is Combat U at Sac State just started, and I wish I had more information on it. Fill in if you guys have any, but I do know that Sac State is the first college in the world to, and in the world, that's the United States, that's the whole fucking world, to have a scholarship program that you can go
For MMA.
and get, well, for MMA, for Muay Thai, they're teaching for different, I don't know if it like all qualifies to MMA in the end.
It's just MMA. I think it's just MMA.
I know they have like four, they teach jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, wrestling, and boxing.
Oh, that's really cool.
And I think they're all going to be separate classes taught by separate teachers. But so
Shout out to Hector.
Shout out to Hector, the new director of that program. He was he was the coach here for a long time. A lot of you guys know him. What is his last name?
It's Hector Figueredo.
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 Figueredo. Oh,
Figueredo.
like with R's, not
Yes.
L. Yeah, Figueredo.
Figueredo.
Okay, so, but yeah, anyways, it's a really cool program. Sac State started with Uriah Faber, and they're going to be working with Ultimate Fitness, and you could literally get a full ride scholarship to Sac State to become a fighter, and that's history. It's really cool, I think, because it's giving people an opportunity who weren't into football or basketball or felt like they fit into that crowd. And fighting, you don't have to fit in. You can be anybody, and you can find yourself at a later point, any time in life, as a fighter. And to be able to have that, like, not that negative outlook or mark against you because you just like to fight. People who don't understand fighting or martial arts, they think of it as just you're like some guy who likes to go out and drink and fight. And I think that's why martial artists have like strayed away from like saying like, oh, I drink or I smoke or I do mushrooms or whatever, because it's you don't want to be any more looked down upon because you're a fighter, because you do any other substance or whatever else activity you like to do. So now you can literally say, my kid, if he's wrestling with somebody at school or whatever and he gets in trouble, and you're like, okay, yeah, I need to talk to him about not doing that at school, but my kid's going to college for a scholarship, so I get to now say, my kid's doing something.
So it's helping normalize MMA as a sport, as a household sport. It's commercializing martial arts. It's exposing college kids to all these martial art programs on their own campus. The program is able to tap into resources, money, to create facilities that will handle university-sized classes. And again, for anyone that's in the martial art business, this helps. This has helped growing the ground floor of that. So yeah, that's exciting. And again, Sacramento is a fight town. Even before it was collegiate and mainstream. Name a world champion from Sacramento.
Eric Regan.
Yep.
Diego Corrales.
Uriah Faber.
We're fighting City.
Cody.
Cody Garbrandt.
Garbrandt. Yeah. Cody
Did he have the belt?
Yeah, he had the belt.
Yeah,
I think he had the interim belt.
Chad Mendes.
Did Chad have the world title belt?
Chad had the interim as well, I think.
Yeah, him and McGregor had something that they fought for.
McGregor won that fight, though.
Yeah. But
yeah, I mean, there's a long list. Most of them are boxers, the world champions. But yeah, Sacramento is a historic boxing town. But
James.
That was before my time.
As far as
James Irvin. I don't know if he was in a. Did he ever hold this?
He had the fastest KO in the UFC for
yeah.
Like
Did he
hot
ever?
second.
What about Pride? Did he fought for Pride? Didn't he?
No, not quite.
But I'm talking about world champions as well. Tony Lopez, Loreto Garza, Bobby Chacon, Diego Corrales. These are the world champions from Sacramento.
Right.
Willie Jorian. My brother was a world champion in kickboxing, but not boxing. My brother was a North American Intercontinental IBO. He was ranked number 10 in the world at one time, and then he lost to Sergio Mora, who went on to win 2 world titles. But yeah, Sacramento fighting history, boys. Get your game up.
What made you accept this, Coach, if you don't mind me asking? What motivated you to be like, you know what, I want to take this challenge? I know you already had a lot on your plate already. You had your wedding. You had, of course, building up our team. You had the team Alpha Muay Thai. even seeing it from the outskirts, I've seen that you had so much on your plate, and then you came in one day, you're like, I am the director now of A1-Muay Thai 3, which is absolutely amazing. What made you decide, like, I want to take this challenge and host one of the best shows here in Sacramento?
I spoke on it before. I grew up under a mentor that's one of the old promoters in the game now, Nasser Navaroni, and then my brother's career, which was over 60 professional fights. So I've been around the fight game for a long time. So when the opportunity came to me, it just seemed like full circle, that this is a great opportunity. And yes, I can do this. Also, I'm kind of thinking about the Muay Thai community in the country. Other than myself, in the community, who are the guys that can lead where Muay Thai is going? And I feel like I'm a strong candidate for that.
Absolutely.
I'm not part of the mainstream, but I've always been one of the main guys.
Absolutely.
Muay Thai moving into the future, I have my own style and vision of what it should be. I wanted a chance to work with Uriah's team and Tom Anderson and see what kind of show that I can put on. And they empowered me. They gave me the power. And with the backing from our sponsors, it was like planning a wedding. From how the ring was going to look, the room. I was working with the DJ. We got the music that was played, not only the Thai music, but the music that's played in between the rounds. We worked a lot on
the DJ was good.
That DJ was
really
good.
DJ Santana.
He played to the crowd.
Santana must die. Great guy, super talented DJ. And it was interesting because I had to educate these guys on how Muay Thai fight music works. And they were all so up for learning it, even as far as studying other shows. Rebellion in Australia is one of the top Muay Thai shows in the world. So we were studying that a lot, and it went really smoothly, even with the Y crew. Not only the ring announcer Garrett, but the DJ understood how that works traditionally. But even the matchups, it took a lot of hours of work to build a network and a roster of fighters. And then, it was like I was matching these guys for a date. Even they take pictures, and that's another thing. I felt like the work that we did before I got this opportunity, me and Chris Smith behind the camera. Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris.
But me and Chris had been doing projects when I was training Orion Kosi for the UFC. And then we got together with Justin and put together this podcast and started doing some experimental media, just passion projects. And Sal was involved with that when we did A1-Muay Thai 2 with some on-scene reporting and interviews. So when the promotional job came about, I thought it was just like, man, brilliant. Like all of these things are lining up.
I was going to say lining up.
That was a big part of doing A1-Muay Thai 3 was not only bringing myself in, but I brought in about 8 people. I brought in all you guys, Chris as my partner and the head broadcasting team. And then I even had volunteers like Emerson and Olga and Cody. So it just seemed like this was the thing to do. And I tell you what, it really was a lesson on teamwork and connection. This is a job that no one person can do. It took me involving everyone that I've known, even the sponsors. These are people that I've known for 20 years. And all this stuff kind of coming full circle. And then that's what we did. And that gave me motivation to do it. Like to have a chance to take what we've built, just doing some chats about Muay Thai and actually having a show to do. That just seemed like a huge blessing and a great challenge that I was up for.
Was there any challenges about making the show that didn't quite seem that you didn't quite think that, oh, this isn't going to be an issue, and then all of a sudden it was.
No, it was a huge issue. So, as the matchmaker of a show, you're not just sitting back making matches.
Sure.
I did almost everything. So once I took upon the job, after about a few days of looking at it, I'm like, what have I done? They gave me a math problem that other people have not been able to crack. And that's why you don't see these type of shows. And then here they give me a rookie. I'm a rookie, right? I've never done a promotion. I just know Muay Thai, and I've been around the game. But they gave me a very difficult code to crack, and then that's what I did. But yeah, it was every step of the way was difficult. Every step of the way, and all the way down to the line, leading up to it. In just the matchmaking, I think I had to repair 10 matches, like where opponents fell out,
10 matches?
or you know,
Remaking it this show twice.
yeah, something happened. But you know, we're no stranger to that. That happens all the time. But that's a huge part of it. And so leading up to the fight, we had promoted the main event, and it was Darren Smith from Boxing Works versus Zach Bonnell.
Yeah.
And that was the main event that I built the show around. And then 3 weeks before the fight, that fight fell apart. So that was huge.
That fight was going to be huge. It was all over Instagram. People reposting it, sharing it. It was crazy.
But
I was looking forward to that fight.
yeah, and you know what? Zach Bonnell is one of the top-ranked pro Muay Thai fighters in his weight class. And Darren Smith is an old veteran of the sport. This guy has many MMA fights, pro boxing, and he has a pro Muay Thai career. And so it was going to be an amazing event. And Darren, he was one of the most eager guys to get on this card. Immediately when I was going to do matchups, this guy chimed in himself. And a lot of guys don't want to fight Zach. You know, he's a scary guy, and this guy had no problem. You know,
we love fighters like that.
Yeah, this guy, he stepped up to the challenge, and I was really upset when the fight fell apart. But luckily, my approach to the show wasn't on one fight. You know, it was very easy to move the next pro fight up into the headliner spot, and then the whole card was packed. So
stacked.
That didn't change the outcome of the card.
On the outside looking in, after that fell through, and you were telling me about it, I was like, oh no, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people on Instagram were frustrated.
Yeah, and
Were
then
they?
Yeah, there was Darren was posting about it. Darren was pissed
yeah.
off. I have a question. Did you by any chance almost find a replacement to fight Darren, or no one wanted to fight Darren?
At that point, you know, with 3 weeks left, that was very hard to do. Also, Zach is kind of a local fighter, so there's some budgeting issues with bringing someone from a different part of the country. And again, these guys at that level, it's not easy to find someone with 3 weeks before the fight to just come in and fill in.
Word.
Most of the pros that I had on the card, they didn't even have their medicals up to date. It took up into the last week for all the medicals to get done. So yeah, we considered it, but it just wasn't a realistic thing.
How did Darren take it?
He understood. Again, he's really, really cool and professional guy. And then I think he's fought twice since.
Oh, okay.
Already.
Wow.
Yeah, he did well, I know for sure he did a combat karate. That combat karate.
Bob Rutan's promotion.
I was like,
The
who's this guy that I follow on Instagram who's doing karate combat? And I had to like scroll back, and I'm like, okay, he does Muay Thai. Okay, so yeah.
But yeah, he told me about that. He fought some monster that came way overweight. Those guys get paid pretty good.
What a wild that organization. That's pretty. It makes karate look cool. I mean, I never
true.
Before I
haven't been interested until that.
Karate,
shit went
what?
down.
And then you watch that and you're like, oh shit, like Wonderboy Thompson or Wonderboy Steven
Pettis was on there too just recently.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was unfortunate. But yeah, that wasn't the first time or the first fight that fell out. It just was unfortunate that it was the main event and it was 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I don't know.
well, at that point, people were starting to panic because the bosses were looking at the ticket sales, and then they see the main event fall out. They're like, Ezra, what's this show gonna do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what do you mean? What's it going to do? I look at the rest of the card, but they didn't have as much insight as I did. And also, I really, my approach to the card was to make it a show, was to showcase and make it an event for Muay Thai, not just some preliminary fights and then have a couple top fights. I try to make the whole card, even the debut fights. I try to select very good athletes from good gyms and then match them well. And you saw what happened. The quality throughout the card was
great
awesome.
matchups.
The whole card was stacked.
Very even and challenging fights.
Mismatched. Yeah. It was good.
Now my approach.
What was your favorite fight?
Ooh.
Because I don't think you ever
Fight
told
of the
us
night,
what your
Coach.
fight of the night. You posted it on your story, like what was
I know
fight of
mine.
the night, but I don't think you.
I think we should all say our
followed up.
fight
I
of the
didn't
night.
see.
We should all say our fight of the nights.
Yeah.
Fight of the night. I did.
it's not official,
I did
but
collect
what-
some votes on my Instagram because I shouted it out, and then a lot of people did respond to that. But what about you guys?
Let's go right to left.
Right to left. Okay, so I think my fight of the night with the pros was Matt Cox versus Alec. I love that fight. They went all 3 rounds. Very technical. Matt Cox showing, of course,
That was
his
also fun.
veteran self.
Sure.
For the amateurs were tough, man, because every fight was so good. Such great Muay Thai. Everyone was technical, but with the amateurs, I really like Cy Hance's fight versus Ray Valente. Those guys went to war against each other.
Oh yeah. That was
so,
good. That was a great fight.
What about you, Sal?
I was gonna say fight of the night. If I were to pick one, was gonna be Cy versus Ray. Ray, I'm sorry for mispronouncing your last name. I messaged you about it. My call sheet was wrong.
Man.
There's no N in there, dude.
No, well,
Ray Valente.
that's an ongoing thing too. His name
My
got
bad, dude.
hammered. It was one It was one misspell, and then it
My
got
bad.
to the poster guy. It got on
it was one
A1
of
Combat.
those, yeah.
I just
Instagram.
pulled up, dog.
Constantly
then-
reposted.
As soon as it hit social media, I'm hearing from his coach. I'm hearing from him. They're like, "Oh,
I know,
Valetti."
he made
Valente.
a story
Valente,
post,
that's right.
and he was like, "This Ray Valente guy," and I was just like, "Oh, bro, like, my bad."
I just
dog.
botched that, didn't I? I
Yeah,
did.
I was like,
Valente.
"My bad, dude."
Sorry.
Yeah,
Ray,
Ray
you're awesome.
Valetti. Yeah,
Ray
and,
Valetti.
and Jay, what about you?
The Matt Cox, that guy was he was real Muay Thai. That was and yeah, against the MMA.
Yeah.
The two styles, that was really cool to watch both of those guys compete. And who was the guy in the blue shorts,
Alec.
the MMA guy?
It was Alec. I don't know. Oh, Alec Alcovera. Alec Alcovera.
He was tough, man.
He took some
He was
head kicks,
entertaining.
man.
Yeah, he was
took some
a
head
tough
kicks
guy.
like
He
a
didn't
dog.
Through unorthodox
he never
stuff.
stopped. He never
Yeah.
Really nice. You're super young, Alec. And
Yeah.
it was a real pleasure dealing with him. And it's amazing that kid's bravery and skill for how young he is.
Fought a
And then
gold
his
medalist.
coach,
How old is he?
Coach Salguera,
21, I think.
he's a legend. His coach, he's the man. Matt Cox, though, Matt Cox is an IFMA gold medalist.
I saw that. I was about to say that.
And some people that were in attendance, they didn't know the level of these guys. Same thing with Ray Valetti. Ray Valetti is one of our international level athletes, and he's one of the best. He just came off a really good, tough tournament at the Thailand is Amazing WBC. He fought 4 times,
Got silver.
lost in the final. But yeah, that's a legit tournament showing when you have to fight 4 times. The damage takes its toll. I mean, imagine that, fighting at an Olympic level, adult Muay Thai, even with the pads, and you got to fight 4 times in the weekend.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, but great fights. I think for me, it's also Cy versus Ray.
Yeah.
There was
High
a couple
pace.
other fights. The Kevin Shearer versus Manny Hernandez was really good.
Okay.
And I like both of those fights because they were comebacks. The Ray hurt Cy in the beginning of that fight.
Oh yeah.
He hurt Cy, and Cy wasn't in the best shape. He was sick coming up to the fight, just like 2 weeks out. And then he didn't back out. He wanted to come for that vacant title. And that matchup was so exciting. That was one of the big wins for me in making the card when I made that fight. Cy's super active, but he's not always fighting guys on his level. So when Ray was an option, I was like, man, if we can make this fight, this is going to be a super fight. That could have been the main event.
Yeah, absolutely.
On any card. And yeah, these guys are pro level. They just haven't turned pro. They're fighting with shin guards, but those guys are pro level. They have dozens and dozens of fights. But yeah, Cy was losing the first 2 rounds, and Ray was lightning fast with very good awareness on the inside and the outside.
Evasive.
And in the clinch was banging the knee to the body, and then Cy kind of just weathered the storm, and then you saw the zombie style. You saw Cy just relentless, trying to hurt him, and Ray got tired, and it was the classic comeback there for the title.
Yeah, I recall him feinting a low kick and then going high with the opposite leg, and it smacked full on, and then from there on, he was just kind of pressing.
Yeah,
he was pressing, going forward, and to Ray's point, like, he was doing great. And then, sure
Cy
enough,
just came back.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Cy-
It was just crazy to watch. I remember me and Charles Rodriguez on the broadcast. We stood up in between the rounds, and we're just
were all
throwing our
standing
hands
up,
up,
just clapping.
like, oh my god, What a gift.
All the people that chimed in too, that was 90% that got fight of the night. Fight of the night: Cy Hansen, Ray Valetti.
Yes.
For the vacant 165-pound title. Now, there was some drama. There was some drama in the back with, like...
what was the tall guy's name with the blonde hair?
Kevin.
Well, it was with
Slendy
him,
K.
but it was basically... it was... Coach Iggy's fighter, Idris wants a crack at that title. He wants to fight Cy for that 165-pound title. The issue is Cy moves around weights, and so does Kevin. But they really want that fight, and that's definitely a fight that we should have them do.
I want to talk about that regional, like, where the scene is within that 165-pound class. You see Idris. You see Bongo. You see Cy. You see Kevin.
Oh, Bongo's in that?
Yeah, they're
Kevin's
all
in
there.
Kevin against Bongo?
And Ray.
Bongo's
And Ray.
There's about 8 to 10 of them,
I
actually.
know.
That weight class is stacked, bro.
We're going to take a break for a minute to thank our sponsor, Zyn. Zyn pouches.
I'm gonna take a break myself.
Nicotine. Back to you.
Back to you.
We need a sponsor, though. We need, like, a solid sponsor for the podcast.
So now that we're here talking about sponsors, I want to go ahead and give a huge shout out to Muay Thai Beast. Muay Thai Beast is a Muay Thai apparel company that does shirts, sweaters, and shorts. So I want to give a huge shout out to Muay Thai Beast. Go ahead and hit them up. Use code ELEON10 for 10% off. Hit them up on there.
So what is your involvement with Muay Thai Beast?
So my involvement with Muay Thai Beast, so I'm their first sponsored athlete. So they, of course, I rep their shorts. We actually have some custom shorts coming on the way for my fight here in February 17th in Oakland, California.
Cool.
Next weekend, actually, boys. So
What are they going to look like? What's the difference between the ones that they already have?
Okay, so what's really cool is, of course, I am Mexican American. So I'm gonna rep the Mexico color shorts with black and red, green, and white. And then on the top, on the waistline, it was going to be a surprise, but now that we're talking about it, it's a coach's last name on the front. So it's really, really cool.
Classic.
Oh,
Classic.
sick.
I actually got it from Sydney.
Yeah.
I got the recommendation from her, DM'd her talking about shorts, and she said, you should put coach's name on there. And
No
I was
way.
Like, oh, yeah.
Sydney Middleton?
Middleton.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Because I saw a post on your Instagram that she had the Reagan part on there. And I was
Yeah.
like, dude, that looks so sick. And I was going to surprise you with it and be like, Coach, check
Yeah.
this out. So
Yeah, that was a cool thing that they used to do. It was pretty easy to have shorts made in Thailand, so
Yeah.
they would get to pick different stuff to
Yeah.
put on it, and that's kind of a Thailand drip is to put your coach's name,
yeah.
or a lot of the gyms have like a gym mom. You'll see them put the gym mom's name on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool, man.
yeah, we're going to have
That's cool.
the Reagan on the top. We have the Mexico Eagle in the front. And then we have Ipo Boxing, Coach Art as well. He's going to be on there. And then, of course, my favorite Bible verse, Psalm 23:4. So that's what really the shorts are going to look like. But yeah, that's my involvement is I'm their first sponsored athlete. They help me out with the shorts. And then we have great things coming actually for the team too. So great things coming soon.
Ooh.
Great things for the team, like what?
So me and Chad were talking if we
How
can
come I don't know about this? What team? My team?
Yeah, your team.
What, UFC Rockland?
No, it was just going to be like a gift from me to like
Oh,
everybody.
I see. You're not going to make us tracksuits?
Tracksuits.
I only want a
I
tracksuit.
don't really want to
Don't give
put
me
on
anything.
tight sweats.
What about the cut that all the guys, the Muay Thai guys wear? That
The
we
cut?
don't. You know that
I need a cape.
the cut thing. Yeah.
Oh, the capes.
Nah, yeah. No, that's
no,
cool.
Those like
No, just
vesty.
I'm a man of gifts. That's my love language is gift giving. So
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to do something for the team because I don't like to just think about myself. You know, I got everyone else is here. So I wanted to ask Chad. I was like, hey, can we do something for the team? Like I want to, put this out there with them too, not just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, of course, cheaper shorts for the team if they want to buy some. Or I always try my best, man. It's like I played baseball my whole life. So, and it always involves the team. It's not just one person.
But it's nice to see him doing something that's going to help you make some moves in your career. A lot of times,
Absolutely.
equipment sponsors is just an advertising opportunity for them to have their product out there.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, if they're helping you with money and you're able to fund your trips and do that kind of thing, that's awesome. Yeah, I've always been a little bit hesitant on doing projects with equipment companies. And just as far as being on the same page with, because you're basically the face of that company.
Yes, sir.
You are Muay Thai beast. You're the beast.
And talk about
So
trips.
that's cool. That's very generous of them.
Of course.
For sure.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to Muay Thai Beast. But even talking about trips, guys, we got Thailand soon. I'm so excited. This is gonna be
I
awesome.
know.
Yeah. What's
Congrats
that?
on that, man.
What's that
Thank you,
gonna?
God
When does
bless.
that all start?
So I leave on March 31st, but it takes a whole day to get there. Coach, any help on the long flight? Like, what did you do when you went?
I play a lot of chess.
A lot of chess.
Yeah,
Okay.
chess master. And reading, meditation, the normal stuff.
Oh man, it's
Yeah, super normal.
a 14-hour flight. It's super normal.
Yeah.
No, it's actually, you're looking at 20 hours.
It
You know,
is
You're looking
20
at it.
hours.
You're looking at a day. But that's nothing. It's a fun adventure. Especially, have you been to out of the country? You've been to Asia?
Never.
Oh,
I
yeah.
never even left the country.
So it's all.
Yeah, so this
Yeah.
is, my first trip is going to be like a
Oh,
24-hour flight. It's the 14 hours there,
Dude.
3-hour layover,
The
and then 7 hours again.
The international planes are like pretty cush. There's a lot of moving around room.
I'm being in
It's-
Korea for 7 hours.
I think those Asian ones too are even better than like going over to Europe because you like from Europe you usually like land in. I mean, you can take off from like Colorado, I think, but most of them like Philadelphia or New York and stuff like that. And so they're smaller planes. The ones over to Asia are like big.
Yeah.
So
There's like
so,
bars in them and stuff, and you like walk around.
so what's in Thailand?
What's in Thailand?
What's your goal to go to Thailand? Just to go to visit the motherland?
Well, my goal, honestly, Coach, is I didn't even think.
I mean, it's the thing to do now.
It-
Everyone and their little brothers in Thailand.
Honestly, I didn't have really like.
Train on the beach, go in a swimming pool, take a picture with Sanchai.
Honestly,
What's your goals there?
well, my goal is honestly to just enjoy every single moment of it. I got this blessing from God. Just I got selected out of all the PKB fighters on the IKF that do the PKBs. There was 5 people that got selected, but then they said they get into like a meeting or whatever, and then they'll give you a call. And then I got a call from the brothers Daniel and Ryan Hodges, and then they said, "Hey Bert, hey Berto, you've been selected to go to Thailand." And really, my goal, honestly, is to enjoy every single moment that I can. Because I had intentions of going, but the moving back and forth now is kind of tough. So like money wise. But I'm just, very, very blessed to even get the opportunity to go.
Sure.
And I've seen your Instagram of all the crazy things you've done and your pad work, how you're running out there. And then a lot of my friends have been to Thailand too. And it is kind of like the move now. But I'm actually going to be a little bit away from the city. I'm going to be in Krabi. So that's what's really cool. I get away from like the touristy side.
What
But
gym are you?
Krabi's an island.
Yeah, it's Krabi. So
It is very much looks like Hawaii. It's a paradise.
Yes, it's super Bond area.
But that's why
I see.
that's why I ask, because Thailand is a huge country, and Thailand is what you want to make it. And then it doesn't have to be about Muay Thai. Also, there's tourist Muay Thai where you get a swimming pool and a beach, and you go to the night disco, and you're not really doing Muay Thai, you're doing tourist Muay Thai. That's the thing. There's all these different experiences that you can have when you go there, and it is a blessing to be able to travel and see. But there's lots you can do out there.
Yeah, and then they gave you 2 options. They gave you to go to Luktapa Muay Thai in Bangkok, or they gave you Krabi Bull Muay Thai in Krabi.
Yeah.
So, and I decided, I was like, man, I want to experience this like as much as I can, like real Muay Thai. And I searched up both gyms, and I was like, man, I'm going to go to more of the Krabi side, get away from the city. I'm not really an outdoor person anyways, like in the city lights or anything. I'm more of a homebody. So then I was just like, you know what, I'm there to train. I'm not there to really have fun. The vacation can come later, but I want to enjoy every single moment I can. And then also I'm going to be fighting out there in the Krabi International Thai Boxing Stadium, which is going to be really cool too.
So does that make you a professional?
According to the brothers, no. According to the brothers, no.
Just don't take any money.
No. According to the brothers, no. It's gonna be just. I guess they said it's a fight with the promoter there. So I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, that'll be a good experience, and it'll give you it'll get you a clear look, and you'll be able to compare the Muay Thai you've learned here in America with my team and your other teams.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you'll get to compare that to Thailand Muay Thai. But there's a lot to learn. There's a lot going on out there, and there's a lot of cool people that are traveling there, just like yourself.
Yeah.
And how long are you there for?
I'm there for a month and a half.
Whoa.
Yeah, a very long time.
That's a while.
Yeah.
That's
6
enough.
weeks.
That's enough. And what's crazy, Coach, you were talking about like the different styles and stuff. Not really style, but it's like they sent me the workout schedule, and man, I thought they have to be up at 5, and then they do the long run in the morning. And then every day is like different, I guess. In the morning, you do like your pad work, and then you do some team stuff. And then in the afternoon,
You gotta be up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So 5 o'clock in the morning, then you run your 6 miles, and then you do your workout with the team. And then in the afternoon, you rest for like 4 or 5 hours, and then it's back at it again. But the only thing that's cut in half is the running. And it gets down to 3 miles. I'm trying to be like 200 pounds when I get back.
What's the long run? 6 miles?
The long run in the morning, 6, yeah. And it cuts in half in the afternoon every day.
Well, have fun.
Yeah.
And, pace yourself.
Yes.
You'll learn a lot.
That's a lot.
There's a lot going on in Thailand, and the language barrier is always interesting. Also, the way that foreigners behave in Thailand, they think it's a movie or something like that, and a lot of them do too much.
Do you speak Thai, Coach?
Nit Noi Thai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I speak restaurant Thai. I can get around.
I can get around.
But more than that, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
I know what's going on in the gyms. I know what's going on in the game. But you got to go out there to see it. It's definitely a new thing. Now, I learned Muay Thai in America. I didn't go to Thailand until I was in the game for 15 years, and it never even really was a goal. My generation, no one was really going to Thailand. Remember, that's when John Wayne Parr was there in the 90s, and they weren't even training foreigners. Now most of the gyms are made for you. They're made for foreigners. But I had a friend whose father died that was a doctor, and he got an inheritance, and he offered to take me to Thailand. And that's the only way I ended up out there. And,
Yeah, same.
And it was a blessing because no one in my family ever traveled. You know, I come from the rough side of the tracks. Yep. And my family that came here from Ireland, they were escaping. So they definitely weren't trying to leave the country. We're trying to stay here. You know what I mean? But my generation and your guys' generation want to travel. And that's a very luxurious thing. A lot of people haven't left the country. So, yeah, you're lucky to be able to do that. But, yeah, I kind of got to fill in a lot of the blurry areas of Muay Thai from learning it here and stuff that's lost in translation or guys that make up some bullshit because they don't know. So it helps to go back to the source and see and understand. And that was nice. And I basically just... it solidified what I was doing as good. Also, when I was sending my students there, they were an example of the Muay Thai we were doing here, and it was good enough to win in the stadiums there, which won our gym international respect. You know, even if we weren't getting the respect we wanted here in NorCal, because we kind of been the outsiders, in Thailand we got much respect, and not just from how we behaved in the gym and on the run, but the Muay Thai that was shown in the fights.
How was your first trip, and how did you find Sip Munchai, actually? I wanted to ask you that.
Well, my first trip was in 2010 with my friend Matt, like I told you, and that was, it was more to see Thailand. We did train Muay Thai, but we went to several different regions. I started going to Sip Munchai in 2017, and basically a couple of my fighters picked that gym. Yeah, one of my team captains, a close friend of mine, you guys know Kevin, was a huge Muay Thai nerd computer. So coming out of their gym, I mean, they have Pornsene, who Pornsene is a legend of the sport. I mean, in there with Sanchai. But they had some really technical fighters like Yad Capone. And he really broke the mold of the Sip Munchai low kick punch style. Yad Capone's very athletic. He does jumping knees. He has great boxing and different weapons. So, yeah. Also, they had a rural Muay Thai Thailand experience. It's up in the north. There's no swimming pool. When you go to the market, the Thais there aren't used to even seeing foreigners. You know, they would see me and Kevin, big, tall, white, bald people. They were like, look at us like aliens, you know? It was very rural, but that's what we wanted. You know, we wanted to be isolated and disconnected from what we normally have. And in that, you can really focus on Muay Thai and you can focus on yourself. One of the best things is leaving everything. When you leave everything, you realize you don't need anything. I don't need the clothes. I don't need this phone. All I need is what I have, what you have inside you. And yeah, you have to leave everything, which a lot of the young American guys would struggle. Maybe it's not so much now, but a lot of the young American guys can't leave their weed. You know, they have to, they can't leave their comforts of home. They have to have all their little coffee and beer and all this little things. And there you're isolated where you can't get it. Well, now you can. But
7-Eleven.
But that was a beautiful thing. And then that was something we were talking about today. And I challenged all my students at our last gym to get sober and kind of the Joe Rogan Sober October. And yeah, it seems like a lot of guys, they hadn't been sober since they were teenagers, you know? And so I challenged them just because their habits are comforting to them to try that. I challenge you. But when you go to Thailand, you have to disconnect from all that. And it's a great thing. It's very, very empowering. that's worth the trip right there. But if you go to Krabi, if you go to Copenhagen, they're going to sell you a puka bracelet and some LSD. You can get everything you want there, you know.
Let's go.
And that's what most of the Europeans are going there. They're going there for a full moon party, which is a rave. You know, so they have the European rave culture going on. Some guys would train. They would fight 5 times, and then they would disappear into the islands for a couple weeks and party, and then come back. So it is what it is, you know. But for us, that's the trip we were going on. We wanted that isolation, and we wanted that rural experience, and no escaping the camp, you know.
My goal when I come back, guys, is I want to look completely different.
Well,
lose like 40 pounds in
You're
Thailand.
looking to lose weight?
I'm looking to lose weight.
Grow your hair out.
Thank you.
Just start growing it now. Beard and everything, bro.
Beard and everything.
Or just mustache.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
Carlos and Justin have the mustache.
It'd be like
Cheech.
6
It'd be like
weeks of
Cheech Marin.
no haircut, no
No
shaving,
nothing.
no nothing. Just losing weight, come back all tan.
Look like a Neanderthal when you
Dude,
come
it's
back.
like, who is that guy walking out the door,
Shiny
bro?
skin from being in humidity for 6 weeks.
We would start talking different from being out there for a really long time. In Thailand, everyone speaks English somewhat,
Yeah.
but you have to speak a simplified English.
Like broken English.
You
Simplified.
just don't use those filler words that we use, like
We go.
Power.
We go now.
not like
Yeah.
we're gonna go.
Yeah,
We go.
simple. And then everyone, like people from Germany and you know, Spain and all these different countries are there. So you're having to communicate. It's a really it's an interesting thing. Yeah. But Thailand, not everyone's dream is to go and fight in Thailand, but they're really selling that dream. You know, they've really made Thailand where you can go and you can get your pro fights, and even, you know, as a junior athlete or as a girl athlete, you can fight in the big stadiums now, and that's new. That's a new thing. For just until a couple years ago, women weren't allowed to fight in the main stadiums.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And even women's sports, I mean, it's like here, but generations old, you know, they're just modernizing these things. They would even have a sign, like you'd go to the old Lumpini Stadium and they'd have a sign that says, "Women, please do not touch the ring."
What? Oh my God.
It's a trip, you know. It's a cultural thing, and
Bad luck.
They're growing, they're evolving.
Yeah, man, this is such a great blessing. I'm so excited to go.
stoked for you.
Yeah,
And,
that's
God
cool.
bless. Thank you, guys.
That's really cool.
Super stoked.
That's gonna be I mean, the first time I traveled out of the country, it was so eye opening for me.
I'm gonna have a big
It was-
culture shock for sure.
Yeah, but just enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, and you know, embrace it. 6 weeks in it, it's gonna really that's a like an immersion for somebody who hasn't been out there. So or out of the country.
I
That's
barely
really cool.
left the state, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
that
really
you
cool.
that you got that
For real.
sponsorship to do it too, you know.
Yeah.
I don't gotta pay for nothing.
But even when I
Chilling.
was paying, man, it was money well spent. You know,
Yeah.
I wish I could start organizing groups to go back, because we used to go yearly, and then some of my boxers were living out there 6 months at a time.
I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin had 20 fights out there and was a main fighter on the Max Muay Thai circuit, and actually fought for the Max Muay Thai belt. Also, Sydney, that you met, Sydney had 30 fights in Thailand and was living there for about 4 years, off and on. We had a great plan and blueprint, and a lot of the athletes of this generation are following in their footsteps, you know, kind of the things we were figuring out. But what about America? What about A1 Muay Thai 3? Right before the event, the officials get there and they say no elbows. And this is 30
I'm so
minutes.
glad that we came back to that.
So-
There's still a couple of things
Sorry
I
for
want to
that, guys.
recap on A1 too.
So leading up to the fights, for months, it had been battle. You know, it had been battle, and I won. The weigh-ins, all 13 fights scheduled, weighed in. The fights were on. The tickets were sold out on the Eventbrite. We knew it was going to be an amazing. I come to the show. We're setting up with Muay TV. It's like a dream come true. Like my vision is coming true. I'm like, yes, we're going to sit back and really enjoy this. Look we got the guys, we got the fights. The guys are warming up. And then 30 minutes before, the guy, the referees,
fucking packed. Everyone's ready to fight.
and then the official Bam Bam comes up to me, Bam Bam still, and he says, "No elbows." And by this time, I don't even react to stuff at this point.
Yeah.
You know, there's just stuff happening, and it's like bullets flying by on the battlefield. So I'm like, what? Really? I'm like, no. You know.
No,
so I go to Tom, and Tom's the promoter, you know, and my partner in doing the show, and I'm like, Tom, these guys said no elbows.
But why?
I said, right, and I said. It's not Muay Thai if there's no elbows. And there's pro fights, there's amateur title fights. You can't fight for an amateur title with no elbows.
Yeah.
This is going to cause a mutiny. So I'm like, you need to get the head official on the phone, and we need to talk to the man. You know, not one of the other referees. We need to talk to the number one guy. So me and Tom are on the opposite side of the hotel where all the fighters are in a hallway trying to get this guy on the phone, and he's not answering for like 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, oh. So then I go back into the main room where the ring is, and I see the officials talking to each other, and they're like, so the word is spreading around the room. Like, you can hear people whispering. You know,
in the locker room.
In the main room by the ring. The officials are talking about it. You know, but then the officials go into the locker room just a few minutes later, and then they tell the locker rooms, everyone's got to wear headgear, no elbows.
And shin pads.
In shin guards. They're changing the game, right? So then people are looking for me. So I'm on the other side of the hotel, you know, with Tom, and trying to get this guy on the phone. And then finally, we get him on the phone, and we win. We win. There's elbows. Why wouldn't there be elbows? There's been elbows in amateur Muay Thai for how many years now? Why would they change it on this card? Right 20, 30 minutes before the card. So we worked it out.
So to that point, like, put yourself in their shoes. Why would they want to call an audible day of? I don't understand why they would want to go that route.
Did they give you an answer?
It was a safety factor. They're concerned about cuts and this kind of thing. But you see this, there's still this stuff happening
But it's so weird to be
behind
like,
the scenes.
let's do a Muay Thai event, and then just moments before the show starts. Hundreds of, just thousands of dollars involved in there. Like, hey, wait, hold on. This is kickboxing, not Muay Thai.
Yes. Tickets have been sold, sponsors. The fighters had traveled from around the the West Coast to come there, and then agreed to these fights and trained for them for weeks and weeks, and then boom, they do this. But luckily, that's not what happened. We won that battle.
Yep.
I walked into the locker rooms and told them elbows, and everyone's like, yeah, let's go. Now they did have to wear shin guards, but you know what? They're amateurs. The amateurs, I know they want to fight like pros, but when they go do IFMA or they go do these international level, they gotta wear all the pads.
I saw that too.
The WBC, they did wear a
body shield.
Well, not all of them.
No,
over 18
there was
didn't have to wear it.
There's different
Okay,
levels.
okay.
There's different levels where the juniors have to wear the body shield.
The juniors have to wear body shield.
But yeah, and also if you're fighting in a tournament, an amateur tournament, the pads are good. Because, again, you're going to fight 3 to 4 times that weekend. So you want to protect against the cut and the bruising. Sure. And it's not about knocking guys out and hurting your opponent. Amateurs' safety is always supposed to be very important. It's not for money. It's amateur.
We're not getting paid. But,
yeah, that was a big deal. And then it caught my attention because right after that, they had the second annual Steve Fossum Classic down in L.A., and that's an IKF event, and they had a special main event, which your friend and A1 champion Bongo was in a special main event, and it was 7 rounds which never happens in Muay Thai.
Yeah, that was weird.
Shout out to Christian.
But so they made special rules which made it more dangerous, right? But on my show, they want to make us wear shin guards and no elbows, right? So in their fight, there's no shin guards, there's elbows, and they want to add 2 rounds to an amateur fight. So it just doesn't make sense. And all these officials work together, you know. So just the rules should be consistent. And yeah, the fighters train for a certain strategy and skill set. And when you change the game, it changes the whole situation. Not having elbows is a big deal.
Huge.
And then it's not Muay Thai. It would be A1K1. A1K1. And you know what? Some people are trying to push that. And, you know, kickboxing is still a part of the high level of kickboxing. But it's not Muay Thai. And the athletes shouldn't have to do both if they don't want to do both. You know, I know we've gotten offered fights for you, and they're like, no, we don't want to do Muay Thai. And we're like, we're Muay Thai practitioners.
Yeah.
You know, you just want us to, you need an opponent, so you want us to cross over. Why don't you cross over to our skill set? Why don't you just fight with the clinch and the elbows?
Let's do it.
But, you know, to each their own. And it was a good learning experience. But, man, I lost the rest of my hair when that happened.
How about first amateur fight on that card? What was it, like 10 seconds? I don't know.
In the second round.
First
Minute.
Right?
It was
No,
the
first round.
first round. Yeah,
It was first round, first minute.
First round, first minute. It was like, you know, we had this beautiful aroma of
What a night.
What a night.
of bile, of throw up, of what's the scientific word I'm thinking of when you're drinking sour beers and you're like, oh, this tastes like
Are you talking about
Acetobacter. Yes, this fucking guy threw up. I think he was nervous or something. He said he choked on his mouth guard, but
It was Tommy.
Tommy Calmessi.
Tommy Calmessi, and you know what?
My dog.
He fought one of Dan Black's guys. Yeah, it was the opening fight, and he was a tough kid. But man, Dan's guy, Mika,
Cal
Mika,
Messi
right off
all
the
over
jump.
the fucking.
no, but he kicked Tommy about 5 kicks to the body, and that's what caused it.
Yeah,
you know? he got sick, and
Just let it out.
some came up.
Well, it was the stress of it, just the exertion, the getting kicked, and then
It was red.
Yeah, he was already just like.
It was red. They thought it was blood. But they should have. I would have cleaned that up. I would have
Continue.
talked to him in the corner. But you know what? His body language, he kind of wanted out of there. It looked like he kind of waved it off.
He was losing the fight.
And then, he was getting hurt. Those shots were hurting
That's
him.
the kind of, so funny enough. Like when I used to downhill mountain bike, and every time I would get to the bottom, like just bombing a trail. And like, yeah, I'd throw up just all this like liquid, white, clear liquid. And everybody, and my buddies would be like, "What the fuck is that?" And like, I just was so excited and like nervous that I just like I get to the bottom and I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I just like survived that downhill." And they're like, dude, you're supposed to do that on the uphill climb, and I'm like, ah.
But yeah, that's usually when you see it, is when guys are really nervous, and then they're stressing really bad, and then their stomach turns. You know, but he took some good kicks.
I will say, as a broadcaster, like, you know, I was feeling the ice. I was like, oh my god,
That
like
definitely
I'm speaking to the public, and then all of a sudden, breath throws up. I was like, oh,
I don't feel so bad anymore.
And action.
Yeah,
that
Like,
definitely
we are.
broke the ice in the commentary
yeah, I was
table.
like, all right.
you're like, I guess
Breath
he's
through it.
more nervous than I am, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, truly. But shouts out to Brett. Like, you know, it was a great fight leading up to that. It was just kind of unfortunate it kind of panned out the way it did, because
Yeah.
it seemed like dude wanted to stay there. You know? And I was like,
I mean, it's
cool.
not the way you want to go out on the fight. That's for sure.
Truly.
I can't. It's been too long now. They called it right after that.
They
didn't
called
let
it,
him
yeah.
go. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. It was entertaining, and yeah.
And then Andrew. Let's talk about Andrew.
Andrew, my
highlight,
brother. Shout out to my brother Andrew Wilcox.
Flying off of the just gets hit. Who was it that was
Matt
that
Cox and
Yeah,
Alec.
that was Matt Cox and Alec. Yeah, just drove across the entire ring. And it's, the funny thing is like I told when I told you, hey, hit up Andrew because he's a big dude. You know, if anything, he can just hold that camera like a statue, and if somebody hits him, and I fucking jinxed him, man. Like I totally jinxed him.
It was bound to happen. But
Jeff
yeah, the
Hardy.
way that he fell, he
my
went
God.
flying, and there was equipment, and the lighting beams were right there, and he somehow jumped over all of it,
Batman.
right
Oh,
into
Chris.
Ray
That was
Valetti's.
amazing.
Chris
right-
has got he's got the replay right here for us, guys. Check this out.
Replay.
Okay. All right, now watch him ollie over this whole section of. Okay, there. Yep, got the foot. Catches the foot on the rope. Now, can't ollies over. End of the lap. Change frame and boom. Just amazing. I mean,
But yeah, he could have got seriously hurt.
Yeah.
And yeah, the ring is like 4 feet off the ground, and his hands were full.
Yeah.
So pretty.
If I could, if I could touch on that.
Yeah,
So my brother Andrew, it's so funny because, Coach, remember when you earlier in the session you said that, man, how people just were so involved in the show, right? After everyone was gone, we were going home. Andrew's just like, man, I feel like I let Coach down, and I feel like I ruined it. But he's like, man, like I just wanted to take care of Chris's camera. And he goes, he has this $10,000 camera, and he said that he felt legit like Batman because he looks like Christian Bale.
Yeah, but he let me down. Why? Because he fell off the ring.
He just, you know, man,
I know he
that's
like,
crazy.
What could he have done, man?
He was like, oh man, like
How mean do you guys think I am? Golly.
he was just so, and it was so funny because he said, dude, I had no idea what to do. All I did was this, and then the crowd went insane with it too.
I can't believe like it was funny though when you had, I don't know if you meant to say it, but you were like, okay, so the chair was there and the guy was there, but if the guy wasn't there, who was really the savior?
Oh, I did say
And
that. I
you,
was like the chair.
Yeah, you had this like almost like God joke where it was like, I don't know if you meant to say it, but it was like, who really was the savior there? And then you like pause and you're like, the chair.
The chair.
And I was like, oh, dude, I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna say God.
two good athletes, you know, two top level athletes, and yeah, no problem.
And the one little thing, Coach, to also touch on something, you were saying that Sacramento is a fight city, right? And
Historically, yeah.
Historically. And what's so crazy is when we had our first little 10-minute break, I was walking to the bathroom, and just the amount of people that I seen buying tickets at the door. I actually talked to there was a construction team after their job at Doubletree. They just walked over to the crowd of people, said, what's going on here? And there's like, oh, there's Pro Muay Thai, and they paid up their tickets right then and there.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That
Oh,
was
yeah,
really
that's
cool
cool.
to hear that story from them. They just saw what's going on. They paid the $100 or whatever, and they watched this amazing show after work. So that was really cool.
Yeah, we had a lot of people come out to the show, and we had a lot of people that aren't normally at Muay Thai shows, which I was
agree.
very proud about. And was, you know, I wanted the Muay Thai community, but we want to showcase Muay Thai to more people and show this sport that's so entertaining and great. Just, you don't have to be a practitioner of it, but you can come out and watch some great fights and have an awesome night. Yeah, the place, it was packed. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to see another 50 people in there, and it was extremely loud. The other thing we were talking about was the audience stayed. A lot of times at boxing matches,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
MMA and Muay Thai, once a certain fighter fights, their supporters leave.
Yeah.
But at our show, to the very last fight, which was a exciting, devastating knockout, the place was packed.
It got Riley after that too, man. It got rowdy.
And then the show did go long. It went, you know, it goes 4 hours, but no one says that you have to go for the whole 4 hours. You know, and that even in Thailand, like the gamblers know what time the main fights are going on, and they'll kind of show up for those. But a lot of people were there for the duration, and that was awesome. They're having a great time.
Yeah.
We sold all the beer.
All the beer, all of the New Glory, all of the Track 7.
It was
Yeah.
completely bought up, and the place was packed. So we were really happy. But I was confident when the other partners were concerned about the attendance and how many people. I'm like, nah, people are coming to this. Trust
And they
me.
bought so much alcohol, so and that's like a huge portion of money sales. Like I don't know if they get a cut on they share that with the DoubleTree. But I mean,
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
but it was
a big
good
drinking crowd.
It was a good time, though. Everyone was respectful, having a great time. There was no fights in the audience.
cool.
No fights.
And,
that was great. That's always good.
And stuff like that has been happening. Not at our shows, but
I love.
We want to keep a positive vibe and a Muay Thai vibe.
Absolutely.
Not let it turn into like an MMA situation.
Confrontational.
No, affliction. Those old dudes from Vallejo, that came into the ring at the very end. And he's all golden gloves.
Oh yeah.
Golden gloves. And the old head was just like talking to his
Take a picture. And we're like, we're trying to take a picture ourselves.
they were hella old, and the coach was all, what year? And the dude was like 87, golden gloves, Oakland. And I was like, oh, dude, these guys are like dressed, dripping.
Those are some
trench
uncles, bro.
coats and
Those
shit.
are some unks.
Oh, they were from the hood. They were definitely from Vallejo or Oakland or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I loved seeing all you guys, and it felt really good to bring my team in and not just make it an opportunity for myself, but I made it something that we could do together, and that was one of the most fun times I've had.
Oh,
that was special.
It was
special.
It was special for all of us,
Yeah.
man. And thank you for bringing us
Thank you,
along
Coach. Oh,
with
yeah.
that project, and I hope that there's another one.
stuff like that you'll remember forever.
Right.
I can
Absolutely.
remember some of the stuff I was involved in when I first got into the game, and that was really a dreamlike situation, where they let us run the show, and it came off really, really well.
Yeah, the commentary
we really
was great
hit
too.
we really hit a home run with that one.
The commentary
The
was
commentary
sick.
was
The
good. I
commentary
think we
team was
did
sick.
good.
Well, that
I
was a big part of the project, with my vision. A lot of shows lack commentary, and when they do have commentary, it's just kind of dull. I know our guys sometimes aren't as polished, but we know Muay Thai, and
we know how to have a good time.
yeah, it's a great time.
We know how to entertain.
It's entertaining.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
want to be entertaining, and be
Any insight for the next time, Ezra?
What's that?
Any pointers? How could we improve?
I think just practice. I think the experience. You guys learned a lot on your very first one.
Sure.
I don't know if you guys have watched the broadcast and kind of listened and heard how you sounded, but that's something that takes practice. And me and Justin have been working on it for a while with the podcast, so that really helped us. But
I
yeah,
think listening to Coach, dude. Listening to Coach, you were really good. You.
Yeah, you know what?
Your color commentary and your play-by-play.
But yeah,
together.
I've been around it a lot, and then I can follow the sport. It's just like when you guys are fighting. I can call the move like as it's happening. I can follow. When I'm watching the fight, I know what the score is. So it's easy for me to speak on it,
Yeah.
and speaking's what I do all day. But yeah, I got a lot of good feedback from all over the country, from guys that have been in a long time. And the commentary definitely adds something to the entertainment. I thought we had a great combination. We had a good team. Yeah.
That revolving door commentary that we had with like Charles Rodriguez chiming in for like a fight or two, me stepping out because, certain situations happen, it was really cool. I will say that much. And I've been telling you that I've been watching these regional shows that try to do streaming and whatsoever.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Also, the commentary's not easy either, or podcasting. you know, and everyone's trying it, you know, it's the new thing. But yeah, once you sit down and the world's listening, you don't know what it's like. And you kind of experience that. I put you right in the booth on a live broadcast for your very first one, like you talking to the world.
Yeah.
You know, me and
Strange.
Justin have got to have some opportunities to practice, and, you know, not many people are listening, but then you still get nervous.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we are another shout out to Chris. We are very lucky to have a good production guy that makes us sound so good, and he did a damn good job on the A1 card. You know, just another one in the books, another one to learn from, and on to the next one.
So we're looking to do more. Right now, you know, I met with the bosses last week about the future of A1 Muay Thai, and yeah, we're looking to build on the show we just did. I like the direction of the show and the success that we had right away. It really feels like that was the right. No, but the whole event, you know, the amount of people that came, the athletes that were on the card,
The energy.
yeah, all the components are there, even the broadcasting. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. And America needs more pro Muay Thai cards, and it's kind of a Muay Thai gold rush right now. Everyone sees the growth in the sport, so there's a lot of people, new investors that are trying to do shows, and then there's guys from the old school that are coming out of the woodworks to bring their promotions back, and it's good, but we need more exceptional shows, you know, shows that are going to reach more people and going to go further.
What do you think the rise of Muay Thai is? Do you think it has to do with MMA being that striking for MMA is Muay Thai? It's not so much that it's boxing or kickboxing. It's actually advertised as the stand-up striking is Muay Thai.
Yeah, so
Do you think that is helping, or
Muay Thai has been getting more exposure, so it's becoming more known. It's known to the youth and even the adults, and it's definitely because of MMA. It's gotten more exposure, but yeah, one championship.
One
for sure.
One FC.
Yeah.
Their marketing.
They're putting awesome fights on.
But yes, it's the top, but also it's their reach, and they're reaching the youth. They're reaching the youth, and that's what's going to help grow the sport. So yeah, there's Muay Thai is the king striking style. So it's just continuing to grow, and it's going to take good promotions to expose it to the masses, to get people's interest.
It's funny because, you know, you've seen the advent of MMA, and you've heard the you know, everyone that's been watching it. We love to see the entertaining aspect, which is the stand-up, and that rule set is Muay Thai. You know,
Yeah.
Before it gets to any grappling on the ground, it's Muay Thai.
Yeah.
And that's what people find entertaining. And now you get to see it in its purest form on like larger stages, which is awesome.
But Muay Thai is getting a chance to shine. The top level Thai boxers have 300 fights. Their skill level is way above anything that we're seeing in the cage as far as striking goes.
Sure.
And they're doing it against each other in super fights consistently, and they're doing it with 4-ounce gloves.
Yeah.
So, and they're doing it in a great production. God. You know, the production quality of one championships or one championship is amazing. So even people that don't like fighting, they watch it. That's interesting, you know. And yeah, that's going to help continue to grow the sport. Before we close things out, we should talk a little bit about the upcoming events, and I can go through them real quick. Next weekend, February 17th, which Berto will be fighting on along with our junior team. We'll be taking about 10 athletes down there, is the Legends promotion, and that's in Oakland at the Scottish Rite Center. March 2nd, we have Rising Stars 5, and that's at Track 7 in Sacramento. We have 2 of our team fighters that are going to be on that, but that's a really good quality regional amateur show. Again, that's March 2nd in Sacramento.
Who else is going to be on that one? We got Andrew and...
As far as our fighters?
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew and Incho
Okay.
are on that card.
Andrew.
Yeah. But we have All Out Battle 5, and that's Nico's promotion, and that's March 23rd in Stockton at the Stockton Civic Memorial Auditorium. And, yeah, beautiful venue there.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's a good one.
sister building of the SAC Memorial Auditorium. And, yeah, it's just that beautiful venue, and that's an all-amateur show as well, and very close to Sacramento. It only takes about an hour to get there. And, yeah, we're looking to go down and compete on that one.
Yeah, there's good food, beer at that event. That's a fun event.
The last one I want to mention is the Spring USMTO in Scottsdale, Arizona. And that's Tiago and his team's national tournament. There's several national tournaments, but the USMTO, that's always one we supported, especially when it first started. Great organized tournament out there, and really fun experience for amateur athletes. That's happening May 9th through the 12th, so it's an all weekend event. And yeah, the tournaments we haven't done in a while, but I really want to try to do that one. I think I have a few strong candidates to take home the national title in that. We've won that 6 times with 5 different athletes over the years. But yeah, we're looking to add on some more, and that's just a fun time, man. Staying at the hotel, and you get the brackets, you win, you fight again, and for these young amateurs, yeah, that's something that you'll remember forever.
Yeah.
Getting to fight in that, and yeah, getting to move forward in the brackets, and you kind of get to see and watch all the competition. It's a fun time. Kind of like what just happened last weekend at the Thailand is Amazing WBC tournament, which we were talking about earlier. But yeah, the tournament, these athletes flew to Thailand and had a pretty much an international tournament against all the different countries. And man, think how amazing that would be. You know, some of the old school coaches were, complaining about being able to afford it, and, is this good for the athletes? And, we kind of go back and forth about it. And I was talking to some of the coaches that really specialize in youth Muay Thai, and he was talking about the experience. No matter how authentic or hardcore the experience was, it was a good experience for these kids, and it gets them excited about Muay Thai and excited about doing more of it in the future. And that really hit home with me as a coach. I want to give you guys and my junior athletes a good Muay Thai experience. And yeah, think of that. You get to fight on the hollowed ground at Lumpini Stadium. It's awesome.
That's got to be a hell of an opportunity for all those guys. And there was like 80 people from around the United States that showed up for.
Yeah, our team was huge, but
for US.
They had hundreds of athletes from around the world that did it. So it was just like,
yeah, congratulations to everybody who got invited out over there and got to fight and won.
Represented.
So we saw some of those fights online, so that was cool.
NorCal was well represented by Ariane and Ray Vallette from Pacific Ring.
Kiana battle.
Yeah, I believe.
Elk Grove Muay Thai.
Yeah, we had like 16 gold medals.
Huge, man.
Damn.
Yeah, and we had one of the largest teams and the strongest showing in the tournament. The U.S. got team of the tournament, which is cool. Shows really the growth in the work we're doing at the youth level in Muay Thai.
For U.S., being these Farang countries, I've always wanted us to take the step forward. It seems like we've been catching up to everybody. Thailand, they've been holding that #1 spot for the longest time. France, England, all the European countries have
Australia.
been huge. Australia.
Yeah.
And, it's big showings like that makes us take a step forward.
Now, if you're a coach that doesn't do those, do your students stay motivated? Where does motivation come from? What is the source? Are you going to feel left out if your team and your coach isn't taking you to these tournaments?
Hell no.
Do you need a spotlight for motivation? Do you need a fight coming up? Well, it's easy for you to say that because you got a fight coming up. But I've trained martial arts for 30 years without a fight on the books coming up. Where does the motivation come from? When these junior athletes don't have that big trip coming up, what's going to keep them training? What's at the heart of motivation in martial arts? Is it competing?
That's a good question.
For me, you've known me for the better part of a decade. We've competed, and I've been motivated for that show for sure. But you learn to fall in love with it, is what I've learned from my perspective. I could not ever fight again, but I'll be back in. I'll say that very much, that you fall in love with Muay Thai, and the accolades are great and whatever, but you just keep coming back because it's kind of ingrained into you at a certain point.
Now, I've worked with a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people, after they're done fighting, they don't train anymore. Their motivation's not there. And it's a struggle. You see guys really struggle with that. But there's also a population in the gym that never compete, and they train for years. How do they do that? Where does their motivation come? And again, these other guys, they were highly motivated, but they were going to fight. And then again, when they're done, they don't train at all. How much did they learn from their fighting career? How much were they getting out of Muay Thai? Were they getting the same things out of Muay Thai as the person that's doing it without fighting?
That's interesting. Yeah.
What keeps people training?
I personally feel like everyone's motivation is completely different. Yeah, I have a fight coming up, but there was like months on months. And before even I joined the team, I waited almost like a year and a half to get my first amateur. And I just kept telling myself, well, me personally, like I'm talking about myself, is just like, okay, everyone's motivation is different, but then also it's like you, coach, you ride the bike like crazy and you're by yourself. You don't, in the gym, we have each other, we're motivating each other when we're hitting the pads, but I got to give it to you, man. You also are a big motivator to us because how much work you put in. It's like 8 and 9 in the morning. We're waking up and we see your Strava riding 2 hours on the bike and just killing it. And you literally just have yourself.
So I've put my finger on some really important truths, and that's why I've had such longevity in my career, and I continue to do things with no race coming up, no fight coming up. And I like what you say about your motivation changing, because you have different seasons in your life and your motivational source does change. When I was younger, I was training because we were going to fight some kids the next time we seen them in the neighborhood. We fought all the time. So it was motivating to stay ready and practice and be ready for that challenge. But then you move out of the bad neighborhood. Then what? And then you might go through years in your 20s where you want your arms and your chest to look a certain way in your T-shirt.
Let me see your jab, Carl.
So when you're at the beach, you get these girls that you think you're going to get and that you still don't get. So your motivation changes, and you guys see me reaching different milestones in my fitness, and I'm really doing it to challenge myself, and that's what's at the root of martial arts is what are you going to do
There's
this
a
year?
hunger that needs to be fed.
Yes.
And what are you doing, and how are you going to challenge yourself? Who's challenging? What's challenging you? And then in martial art training that happens in the gym, that's where growth happens. Growth happens from friction. And that's what I'm doing. Also on the bike, I've been building Frankenstein. I've been building a monster.
Yes, sir.
Where my physical and mental endurance is so much that I cracked the code on this show, and I did it on pen and paper, in my cell phone. right? I got this daunting task, but I've been training for this, and on top of that, I'm doing everything else. I do that training, and then I come in here and train everyone else, but yeah, for me, it's all training, and I'm blessed with the stress.
Ooh, okay, I see.
That's where it's at. The challenge,
stress.
it's not being cozy in your bed. And I'm lucky I'm in shape enough and organized enough to actually do something I like as a challenge. Sal's got to drive over the summit, and that's super challenging. I mean, that's a hell of a martial art approach, Sal.
Yeah.
You should dig it even more, because that's that's a real challenge, man.
I do be feeling nasty.
That ain't nothing compared.
Yeah.
My little bike
be
ride,
feeling nasty
my little
about
bike
it.
ride ain't nothing compared to that driving that diesel truck over the summit for 10
Hover
hours.
past in the fucking
Yeah.
wintertime. Yeah.
But that's what it is. And some of your career might be competing. Some of it might be going for a certain. You're chasing a woman. Everything's always changing. Everything's always changing. The world's changing, and so are you. So why wouldn't your goals? Why wouldn't your motivational source?
Certainly.
All right, so let's get this wrapped up. But before we do, I want to real quick. I want to say a little quote that that I have found, or that came up on a podcast. But this is from Custom Auto. You must understand fear so you can manipulate it. Fear is like fire. You can make it work for you. It can keep you warm in the winter. It can cook you food when you're hungry, give you light when you're in the dark, and produce energy. Let it go out of control, and it can hurt you, even kill you. Fear is a friend of the exceptional people. So if you want to re-look at that, and online, it's a famous quote from Custom Auto about fear. I think that also kind of plays into a point on the conversation we were just talking about, motivation and keeping you, what motivates you. A lot of us is fear motivates us. Fear from all different kinds of things in life, and a lot of us come to make it to the gym for the first time because of fear somewhere in our life, and in the gym we find ourselves pushed and brought to a point where you're sparring, or you're exhausted on the bag, and you're pushing through and finding yourself and answering questions that you have, but yeah, the fear is a huge motivator, and that's where you come to find yourself here in the gym, and we thrive off that fear because we understand it and we learn it here because we're faced with it from being pushed and pushed to fight each other, because we have to actually throw hands against each other. So, you overcome fear, and that
Every time you do that, it builds self-belief. Every time you approach something that you're hesitant to do and you're fearful of, and you actually do it, you prove to yourself that you're able. So we're doing that in a controlled environment in the martial art gym all the time.
Yeah.
Man, I got sick a couple times where I thought I was going to die, literally, and it scared me. I was very fearful that, what do I have, cancer? I was having these really weird health symptoms, when I owned my old gym. And literally every day, I thought maybe I'm just going to fall out here. So it kind of scared me into action. Not that I wasn't doing stuff before, but just the true fear. I mean, once you feel that, you'll know it. But your days are limited, So
Yeah.
I feel like, in my 40s, I'm not wasting any time. My last couple of years have been some of my most productive years because I don't want to waste any time. And I got humbled from being sick. That really put some reality in front of me. Also, having people in my life die also is like, how much more motivation do you need than being alive and wanting to experience your life to the fullest?
Amen.
So that's what I'm looking at. I'm counting my blessings in the morning. I'm doing the work that I'm supposed to do, and trying to attack and make the most out of this body and this life and this consciousness that I have.
Well, that's beautiful, man.
That's the key motivational source is how many days do you think you have, and what are you going to do? You know, I've really been into attacking and seeing what the universe is showing me, and then not being lazy about it. Laziness is one of the downfalls to your energy.
It's easy to fall into. It's easy to get comfortable.
And just sit there and let things sweep past you. You know, you got to get after it. You got to act on it.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap for episode 3 of Muay TV. Thank you guys for coming and joining us, Berto and Sal, and of course Ezra.
Yeah.
Thanks for our production team, and of course, thank you to the gym for letting us use the studio.
Thank you for having us, guys. Really do appreciate it. And for the commentary team, Coach Ezra, thank you so much for having us on the squad, man. That was absolutely a blessing.
It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad we got to sit down again. We could just do this for a long time, but it's almost midnight, so we got to get out of here.
Thank you, Chris.
At Sal Corner Gym. Follow me. Look at the story. And yeah. Cool.
Follow him for the best stories. At Sal Corner Gym. All right, guys. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. And have a good night.